Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're taking out the magnifying glass for some classic Tamiya RC tech from the 80s and 90s, specifically pinion gears.
Ah, yes, the tiny gear that makes a huge difference.
Exactly. We had a listener ask about finding the best steel pinions, for their vintage chassis. They mentioned two Carson options.
Right.
The 18-tooth, that's 50013408,
Right.
and the 16-tooth, 50013406. So, yeah, let's unlock some performance secrets.
It really is fascinating. A tiny part, but, it's pivotal. We're not just talking, does it fit?
No.
It's a whole engineering thing. It affects speed, acceleration, motor life, the gearbox, everything.
Right.
So we need to figure out what best actually means here and why these Carson gears often come up.
Okay, let's get into it. Foundational stuff first. Gear pitch. Tamiya's old off-roaders, they famously use 0.8 module pitch.
Correct. The standard for those kits.
But here's where it gets weird. You see lots of aftermarket gears labeled 0.8 mod 32P, like they're the same thing.
And they're just not. It seems like they should be interchangeable, but mathematically, geometrically, they aren't.
How much difference are we talking?
Well, a true 32 diametral pitch, or DP, is actually 0.79375 module.
Okay, that sounds tiny, like 0.00625 millimeters. Does that really matter?
It absolutely does. It seems negligible, but it breaks that perfect mesh, the geometric harmony between the pinion and the spur gear.
And that result is?
More friction, definitely more noise, faster wear, especially on the plastic spur gear. That takes a beating and just, lower efficiency overall. Your motor works harder for less output.
But the Carson gears?
The Carson gears are spot-on 0.8 module. They mesh perfectly. Smooth, efficient, less wear. It protects the whole system.
Okay, that makes sense. Pitch precision is crucial. What about the material then? Those old Tamiya kits, they often came with like aluminum pinions, sometimes brass.
Yeah, soft metals. Which leads to that question people always ask. Were they meant to be sacrificial?
Yeah.
Wear out first to save the spur gear.
Sounds plausible, maybe.
Decades of experience saying.
Yeah.
Nope. That theory just doesn't hold up. Think about it. A worn aluminum pinion gets sharp edges. It doesn't wear smoothly.
Ah, so it becomes abrasive.
Exactly. It acts like a little cutting tool. It actively chews up the plastic spur gear. Plus, it creates this fine metallic dust.
Oh, nasty. Gets everywhere in the gearbox.
Contaminates everything. Bearings, gears. It's bad news. So, swapping to a good quality, hardened steel pinion isn't really an upgrade. It's more like a mandatory fix.
And the Carson ones are steel.
Yep, hardened steel, which solves that whole durability issue right there.
Right. Let's look at the specifics then. The Carson 18-tooth, the 50013408, you mentioned Grasshopper, Hornet. Sounds like it's key for those, especially with a motor upgrade.
Absolutely spot on. If you put a 540 motor in a Grasshopper or Hornet, which, let's face it, many people do for more punch,
Yeah.
you need an 18-tooth pinion for the gearing to be right.
Did Tamiya make one?
They did, yes, an official 18T part. But guess what?
Still soft aluminum. So it had the right tooth count, but the same old durability problem. The Carson 18T steel pinion gives you the correct spec and the essential steel material. It's basically the definitive solution for that upgrade path.
Okay, so that one's pretty clear-cut for those models. What about the other one, the 16-tooth? The 50013406. Sounds like it has a very specific job, too.
It does, yeah. This one's really interesting because of the MIP Super Ball differential, a very popular hop-up for the ORV chassis, the Frog, the Brat.
Right, the ball diff for better handling.
Exactly. And that MIP kit, it comes with its own specific 48-tooth spur gear. And MIP themselves, the manufacturer, they explicitly say you must use a 16-tooth pinion with it
Why is that?
to get the correct gear ratio. It's designed for a higher torque setup. So for that specific high-performance differential upgrade, the Carson 16T steel pinion isn't just like the best choice. It's basically required to make the MIP diff work as intended.
So functionally mandatory for that specific upgrade. Makes sense. Is it useful elsewhere? Maybe the HotShot family? Thundershot? Oh, definitely. For those classic 4WD buggies, yeah. The 16T steel is a great, durable replacement for the stock aluminum pinion they came with. It gives a nice balanced speed increase, nothing too crazy, well within what the chassis can handle, just a solid, reliable upgrade.
So, okay, there are other steel pinions out there. I've seen Robinson Racing, Techno. What makes the Carson one stand out, besides being steel?
It comes back to that pitch precision we talked about earlier. It's the combination. Durable, hardened steel, plus that precise 0.8 module specification.
Not the slightly off 32dp measurement.
Correct. That combination ensures the best possible mesh, minimizing wear, maximizing efficiency. They really hit that sweet spot for these vintage Tamiyas.
It's amazing, really. Such a small part. You barely notice it, but get it wrong.
I'll get it right.
Right. Get it right. And it totally changes the reliability, the feel, the longevity of these fantastic old cars. It really is about that precision.
Exactly. When you put in a true .8 module steel pinion, like these Carson ones, you're not just, swapping a part. You're fundamentally improving the car's long-term health and letting it perform the way it really should, unlocking its potential.
So, thinking about all this, what really stands out to you from our chat today? And maybe for you listening, what small, precise upgrade in your world RC, or maybe something totally different, could make that kind of huge difference? Something to think about.